Hello, everybody. Welcome to Limit Christi Ministries. We continue the 12-step study with step number 9. We may direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. For most of us, this will be the toughest step, having to go back to the one who hurt us the most and having to address them and having to forgive them. So often we want to hold on to that person. As Sister Miriam said, it's like you're holding them by the throat. You owe me something and I want to take it back. But that's not what Jesus calls us to do. And Sister Miriam recognizes that. She teaches on healing now. Jesus calls us to forgive, even that person who has hurt us the most. We look no further than Matthew 18, where he says to Peter, after Peter is asking him a question, it says, Then Peter came up and said to him, Lord, how often shall my brother sin against me and I forgive him? As many as 7 times? Jesus said to him, I do not say to you 7 times, but 70 times 7. Jesus said that he will forgive us endlessly, and he calls us to do the same. So long as we are willing to repent, so long as we are willing to ask for forgiveness, Jesus will forgive us. So if Jesus is willing to forgive us, then we have to be willing to forgive those who have hurt us as well, including ourselves. That's the hardest one, is forgiving ourselves. But we have to look internally, and we have to recognize that we have been hurt, we have been abused, we have been scandalized. I mean, you name it. There's plenty of things that can wound somebody and not even realize it. Divorce is one of them. Um, Obviously, rape is something that's definitely going to wound somebody. Um, Maybe it's a house fire, or something like that. Like, this stuff is wounding to us, and in some cases, we need to go back to that person and have that awkward conversation. And we say awkward very loosely because it might be awkward. Um, it might be good awkward, and it might be bad awkward. They might not want to forgive you, just like in Sister Miriam's case, where her offender still hasn't received from her. Uh, doesn't care, and you might find that case happens with you. But we have to take the step. This is a step of healing. It's a step where we recognize we need God more than ever because we can't go back to that place alone. In some cases, as in a video, I'm gonna forget who did the video, but it was a really good video on the father's wound. In some cases, we have to go back to that place. And in this video, he went back to the place where his parents got divorced, where he was the most wounded, and he talked to his dad, and he explained, and him and his dad had a heart to heart. They talked about everything, and there was great healing that came from that. Yet the relationship isn't the best. It's not a perfect relationship, and we have to surrender that. And that's what the 12 steps are about. It's about that surrender. And as we surrender, we have to place our trust in God. We have to trust that He has a plan for us, that He has a future for us, that He doesn't desire us to live in the shame and the guilt of our wounds, but that He desires us to do everything we can here on earth to forgive our brothers just as we would want to be forgiven, and to live in His peace, and consolation, so that we can one day share eternally in heaven with Him and with those who abused us or offended us in any way.